Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Jumpa kembali bersama NS Crypto di channel NS Crypto. Di sini saya akan menayangkan video Pi Network yang tampilannya sudah berbeda, yaitu menjadi Pi Moderator MA. Dan di sini saya sudah translatekan sebagian, nanti bisa dilanjut mungkin diartikan oleh pembaca sendiri agar lebih jelas. Oke, agar tidak terlalu lama, kita langsung saja ke translate-nya, karena di sini saya sudah menyiapkan translate-nya. Kurang lebih translate-nya ini saya hanya ambil sebagian saja dari Dr. Nicholas yang menayangkan videonya, yaitu peluncuran mainnet. Pi mainnet sekarang aktif, memulai periode jaringan tertutup dari fase mainnet, di mana blockchain mainnet di firewall untuk melarang konektivitas eksternal, tetapi memungkinkan transfer peer-to-peer dan peer-to-app dalam jaringan tertutup. Mainnet dapat dilihat di Block Explorer. Dompet Pi sekarang dapat menampilkan saldo testnet dan mainnet. Meskipun saldo semua orang di mainnet saat ini saldo adalah 0, semakin banyak perintis yang lulus KYC, mereka akan dapat mentransfer saldo mereka ke mainnet. Solusi KYC atau KYC akan segera hadir untuk mulai memverifikasi identitas pioner dan validator identitas orientasi. Perhatikan bahwa jaringan Pi tidak menjalankan ICO atau segala jenis penjualan crowdfunding fee. Dengan demikian, pihak manapun yang meniru Pi Network atau pendirinya untuk melakukan penjualan atau listing adalah ilegal dan palsu. Setiap penjualan Pi kepada perintis tidak sah dan tidak memiliki afiliasi dengan tim inti Pi. Perintis harus waspada terhadap penipuan dan tidak berpartisipasi. Pi dapat ditambang secara bebas dengan berkontribusi pada ekosistem melalui aplikasi seluler kami. Selanjutnya, Pi yang ditambang hanya dapat diklaim dari dalam aplikasi Pi resmi melalui dashboard mainnet dan kemudian ditransfer ke dompet Pi Anda. Setiap situs web yang meminta perintis untuk mengklaim Pi dengan cara lain adalah palsu. Di bawah ini adalah draft baru bagian pasokan dan menambang Pi dari with the paper kami. Penambangan akan berlanjut di fase mainnet, tetapi dengan tingkat penambangan yang disesuaikan secara dinamis dalam pasokan terbatas. Untuk detail lebih lanjut, baca bagian with paper baru yang mengulas cara kerja pasokan dan penambangan sebelum mainnet, dan jelaskan bagaimana dan mengapa mereka akan berubah di mainnet. Kami juga akan menyimpan bab peta jalan yang dirilis sebelumnya di bagian bawah untuk referensi umpan balik Anda. Diterima sebelum kami memperbarui white paper resmi di situs web kami saat open mainnet notebook dimulai. Nah, itu hanya sebagian saja yang saya bacakan, dan silahkan baca kembali. Jadi mainnet maksudnya di sini sudah dibuka tapi masih tertutup, dan bagi yang sudah KYC bisa dilakukan secara peer-to-peer, tapi tidak secara bebas. Itu mungkin maksudnya Dr. Nicholas. Nah, sekarang kita kembali ke videonya agar lebih jelas. Mari kita saksikan. Nah, di sini Dr.
As I
Nicholas.
mentioned earlier, so after this button is pressed, then there will be continuous transfers that will be happening automatically based on the current lockup setting. So the lockup setting can be changed as many times as you want before you push that button. And once you push that button, the first transfer transfers will be happening whenever they're happening. And then if you're changing the lockup settings, the new transfers will be getting whatever the current lockup setting is. So there will be no surprise in that respect. If now in terms of notifications when you receive, probably there will be notifications. There's currently notifications to people on the Pi browser when you receive when you receive Pi. So in the same way, you will receive Pi and you will receive a notification that says X amount of Pi arrived in your wallet. Go check it out. And yeah, there will be a notification after at the moment of transfer. Is the system geared up to only have one wallet per Pioneer, or will we be able to define and use multiple wallets inside of the app? So the initial preference we have is to just have one for simplicity, but in the future we can have multiple if we want. In fact, the design, I don't know if you remember, historically we initially had a different layout for passphrases and keys. The reason one of the reasons we changed to this new system that uses passphrases is because with the same passphrase you can have multiple wallets, and you don't need to have multiple private keys. You can have multiple Pi wallets. You can even have Bitcoin wallets if you want. So essentially you can have whatever addresses you want with the same passphrase, and that's why we find this new system that we created a lot more powerful. So technically it is possible. Product wise, let's get everyone to understand the system with just one wallet for now, and I'm sure in the years to come there will be reasons for extending it and expanding it, and all sorts of connectivities and for security, for privacy, whatever reasons, people will be able to potentially create more. But I don't want to promise that right now. It will all be a part of a product design. Will there be a place in the app to see how many KYC users we have in the community? Yeah, the answer is maybe. The wallets actually are publicly viewable on the blockchain anyways. So at least the strict subset of people who've KYC'd and have already migrated to mainnet will be publicly accessible on the blockchain. So you can just count how many wallets they're there. But we may come up with an even nicer UI, maybe somewhere in the app or on the main page that just displays the count. Maybe we'll have a page that displays the count of KYC pioneers, the count of nodes, the count of people in with different things, the amount of Pi locked, like different stuff. But worst case scenario, just look at the blockchain and it's there. Okay, when and how will the KYC validator receive Pi rewards? The short answer is when we know how much these rewards need to be. But let me explain and clarify. So at the moment, we're asking pioneers to pay 1 Pi as the cost to their KYC process. Now, this 1 Pi needs to cover several validation steps that were taken by multiple people. So not just one validator. It's not enough that one validator says, yes, this is correct. It has to be at least several. There's an algorithm that decides based on how much they agree with each other and who agrees, and the previous history of its validator. It depends. It will have either few or more validate or more consensus votes essentially necessary. So the steps may include things like verify that this ID is a valid ID of of that specific country, or verify that this picture matches the picture on the ID, or verify or if the data was not, if our AI algorithm was not able to extract.
Nah, mungkin hanya itu yang bisa saya tampilkan. Silahkan untuk selanjutnya ditranslate sendiri supaya lebih jelas. Jadi semua mainnet tertutup sedang berjalan dan semoga saja cepat ke open mainnet atau mainnet terbuka. Jadi coba kita lihat di sini dari browsernya bagaimana. Apakah browsernya sudah bisa terbuka? Nah, di sini apakah sudah ada perubahan atau masih seperti kemarin? Ini masih loading ternyata. Mungkin videonya terlalu panjang, biarkan nanti saja. Nah, itu mungkin itu dulu. Kita sambil menunggu kelanjutan dari pengumuman resmi dari Kortim. Nah, ini semoga saja di penghujung bulan Januari ini ada perkembangan yang membawa kabar yang membahagiakan buat kita pioner semua yang ada di belahan dunia. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.